And welcome in to what could be the series finale. Our California only Madden Fantasy Challenge has reached a point where this game will decide if we have one last year, the season 5, or if we complete the challenge at the end of season 4. Super Bowl against the Washington football team. And to be honest, prior to this season, I was worried we would not even be able to get close to completing this challenge. The first season we won, I think, 4 games. Then the next season, season 2, we won, I think, 5.5, maybe 4.5 games. Then the third season, worst season by far, we went 1-16. There were about 9 games that were within one possession, so it could have swung differently. But then we go 10-7 this season, season 4. And then since, I believe, week 14, we have not lost a game. 2 of those games have been shutouts, a 20-0 victory versus the Rams, 35-0 versus the Patriots in the wild card. We then go on to play against the Chiefs, only give up 7 points, and I think put up 20-something, maybe 28, maybe 24. Solid victory against our rivals there. Then last episode, we go in against the Dolphins, 6 versus 7 seed. Meanwhile, over on the NFC was 1 versus 2 seed, so complete opposite. We give up our most points that we've done in quite a while, 14 points, and put up 31. We've given up 21 total points in the postseason. The Washington football team is averaging at least 30 points a game the postseason. So this will be a huge matchup. They went 12-5. Both offenses, 84 overall. Their defense, 85. Ours is 83, but continually plays well above that. So huge game here. But obviously, before we jump in, have a last couple things we need to take a look at. And obviously, the big talk this postseason is David DeCastro hanging up the cleats. I'm going to leave it all out there today, Coach. This is going to be my last game. I am ready to do anything I can to get the victory, I think is probably what I said. It's been an honor to be your coach, and it's going to be an honor sending you out on top. It's been the team goal to get you here. Now let's get this ring. Center David DeCastro will retire following the Super Bowl. Let's send him out on top indeed. And of course, we have the media day. Every coach's dream is to hoist the Lombardi Trophy as confetti rains down, and you have a chance to do that for the first time this week. What would a win mean to you? Really, I mean, normally I would say just the beginning if this was like the Vikings series, but this is it. So it's everything. Like you said, every coach dreams of this moment, so it would mean everything to me. All the work we put in, is to prepare for this moment. More words I did not get to. Staff earned some points. They're all maxed out. We don't really need it. But it's true. This is all or nothing, kind of. If we don't get the victory, we have one more season to just try to pack on as many players as we can. But this is make or break. This is everything. Super Bowl against the Washington football team to complete the California-only Madden Fantasy Challenge. Let's jump in. Welcome into the Super Bowl, hosted at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. This is a huge one. Huge one. Chargers versus football team, first play. Big chunk play, 12 yards, complete to number 14. Maybe Diggs? I'm not sure. Yep, it is Stephon Diggs, their number 1 receiver. Quarterback is Burrow. Looks like they also have Travis Kelce at tight end. Running back, going to get forward for a solid gain of 5, Edwards-Helaire. So they definitely have a solid team here in Washington, D.C., or just outside of. I'm not exactly sure where their stadium is. But 2nd and 8 gets close to the first down. Another solid pass there from Burrow. Bring up 3rd and inches. That pass was completed to Sterling Shepard, I think. It said S. Shepard, so only one that I know of. Great stop there, Bobby Okereke. Before he could get to the first down, will be a loss of about half a yard. Fantastic play from Bobby, who's just been a leader of our defense. I mean, just all over. He gets sacks, he gets interceptions, tackles. I mean, he's by far probably one of my favorite Stanford defensive players. Not trying to hate on any of the other guys. We've seen plenty of good ones here. Justin Reed, Paulson Adebo. But definitely love some Bobby Okereke. Good punt here from the Washington football team as they down it in the 10, inside the 10. We'll start at the 9 with Northrop, who's had, honestly, a really fantastic postseason, considering his rookie numbers for the regular season a little shaky. 22 interceptions, 20 touchdowns. He did throw for over 4,000 yards, but he has really cleaned things up in the postseason. And the combination of our offense, special teams, and defense, they've put up a lot of points the postseason. We'll look to do that here. But our first play of the Super Bowl, going to be a pass. Please don't be a safety. Okay, well, that kind of takes a little wind out of the sail. Njoku, back there, will get the safety. You saw Northrop, he got the happy feet. And you know what that means. Typically a sack. Unfortunately, this in the end zone. He should have thrown it away, but instead he takes the shot, and we'll give up 2 points, and we'll punt it right back to their offense. And luckily we have our MVP, Jake Bailey, who boots this all the way. They caught it inside, I think, or around the 20. Got about a 10-yard return. Second possession on offense for the Washington football team. First play, run down the middle, gets a solid gain of 7. Bring up 2nd and 3. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 up top. And we do have Adoree Jackson back in this game, so he'll be covering Stephon Diggs. Paulson Adebo will probably be covering, I'm assuming, Shepard, as they do get the completion here to, is it Kelce? It is Travis Kelce. So they've definitely built a solid offense here. A lot of really good players, some young, some old. We'll give them a first down up to the 45. Burrow drops back, finds an open Sterling Shepard for about a gain of 6. Actually give it a gain of 7. That is Shepard's second catch, 15 yards on the day. It's actually tackled by our Shepard. Bring up 2nd and 3. They're going to send a receiver in motion, and they're going to hand it off to him, but quick stop again. That's Bobby Okereke. Loss of 1. That's Gabe Davis. So they have the Buffalo Bills tandem receivers as well. 3rd and 4. Empty set. 3 receivers up top, 2 stacked at the bottom. That's where you're going to see Stephon Diggs and Shepard. Can we get a pass rush here? Phillips right down the middle. He'll hit home, and that'll be a sack. We'll get a good stop here on defense, and I might jump in on offense. Try to help give us some points on the board. It's the Super Bowl. I got to jump in at some point. Why not do it a little bit early? See if that could get us some momentum. Are we going to get a blocked punt? No. Good punt, though, for them. Caught at the 10, tackled at about the 14. And with this being the Super Bowl, could be my last opportunity to play with this team. I'm going to jump in here a bit. Christian McCaffrey gets the handoff here on first down. We'll get forward for about a gain of, they're actually going to say a gain of 4. I thought it was more than that. And on 2nd and 6, let's take a look around here. Generals definitely has the speed, doesn't have the release. Can't tell with Callaway. Fehoko has the height. That's about it. Same for Schultz. So we'll see what we can do on some of these pass plays here. As I did not intend to pump fake that. I wanted him to throw it. But that's another sack for Njoku. 3rd and 15. It was definitely not what we were wanting. Looks like they might be bringing some double A-gap pressure here. If they do, we'll look for Schultz. Schultz didn't really get open, but Generals, he gets the snag. That's our number 1 receiver right there. Skies up for the 58-yard grab. It was one-on-one. He got good positioning on the corner, who stayed with him the whole way. Good pass or rush pickup there from McCaffrey. That ball just launched downfield, and he basically just mosses 35. Great snag from Generals, and that will keep our drive alive. Now moving all the way down to the 33. Looks like they have some serious guys to look out. Yannick Ngakoue up to a superstar here, and Darius Leonard, a X factor, so need to keep an eye out for them. We'll go with a draw play here. McCaffrey fighting forward, and he'll get a solid gain of about 5-6 yards on his second carry. And we saw this play work earlier, and Fehoko was open, just we accidentally double tapped RB, so we'll see if he could get the sideline advantage here. I don't like what I see. Most guys coverage, just need to throw this one away. And on 3rd and 4, I kind of want to go for a rush here down the middle. We have some good blockers in front of us. McCaffrey has some speed, but we weren't able to get much. Question is, do we go for it on 4th and 4, or do we take the points and take the lead by a point? I'll take the safe call here. We'll send out Jake Bailey. Snap, up, hold down. We didn't have good timing, but Jake Bailey is our MVP. And I think I saw an injury for DeCastro pop up on that play. He got shoved around a little bit after the play. Hopefully, he could finish out his final game. And we'll jump back into the sim here. 2 seconds remain in the first. Awkward score, 3-2. Sounds more like a football game rather than a football game. They'll drop back. Burrow going to throw the ball. First down, complete to Kelsey. And that's where they will start the second quarter at the 37 following that completion. Pretty close game so far. Good Super Bowl seems to be watched here. 3-2, we find ourselves in front, barely. Granted, haven't had the ball a whole lot. Definitely feel like the Washington football team is controlling time of possession. Nice stop here. Could have been better, actually. They'll get forward for a gain of 6. If it was just a gain of 3, I would have said decent stop in the middle. Tresman Reed gets the tackle. They come out here in a tight shotgun set. Looks like maybe 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 up top, including Kelsey. Fake the handoff. Burrow's just going to kind of chill in the back, wait for someone. No, there was no field goal made. Intercepted. That's Lewis Marshall. There is a flag down. Hopefully that is not a roughing the passer call, because we have the ball in great territory. No, decline that. That is holding on Fenderson. We don't need it. Give us the ball in scoring position where we could go up by 8 here, starting at the 23. Turnovers for us have been key. Going to bring out a 3 tight end set. 1 receiver up top is Generals, who gets by the corner. Quick tackle, though, from 32. Not sure who 32 is, but a quick tackle from him will get Generals down before he could scamper into the end zone. Bring up 2nd and 2 from the 14. A little under 6:50 left in the second quarter, so still plenty of time. Callaway gets his first reception for the first down, giving us 1st and goal down to the 5. Bring out a heavy set here. 2 tight ends to the bottom. Bodden in the backfield with McCaffrey. Going to be a quick pass, and that's in. Schultz, touchdown. Stanford boy getting a touchdown in the Super Bowl again. Could be series finale. And how fitting would it be to have some Stanford boys get a lot of these scores, considering they were the first players we had to draft. And unfortunately, I just had to check because he's been such an integral part of the postseason push. David DeCastro, bruised sternum, out for the game. And there's no way we could put him in. Injury is too serious. DeCastro will not finish the remainder of his career on the field, but could still finish his career as a Super Bowl champion. We'll just give our team a little bit more push to get the victory here today. And we'll see if that carries on to the rest of the players as we find ourselves up 8 here with about 6 minutes before halftime. Burrow will take the snap, drop back. We have a rush coming in. He'll get the ball out. Almost picked off, tossed around a couple times. We basically were playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots with the ball there. Ends up hitting the turf. 2nd and 10. Washington football team got away with one there. Burrow will drop back again. Quick rush coming in. They're going to find an open Stephon Diggs, though. Just got past Lewis Marshall, who I guess was either a zone coverage play or Diggs was in the slot. And it looks like Diggs not in the slot here, so might have just been a zone cover play. Not sure. Empty set for the football team. Quick pass going to find Sterling Shepard again. Gets to about the 45-yard line. Should be about a gain of 6. And they'll kind of hurry up here. About 5 minutes on the clock. 2nd and 4. Shotgun. Burrow will drop back. Quick pass goes to Allaire, who catches it. We barely miss out on knocking that away with Bobby, but quick tackle from Reed and Shepard, I believe is the other guy that was in there. 1st and 10 up to the 37. down to the 37. Quick pass again. Out of the backfield goes Allaire for about another 9 yards. Might need to be playing a little bit more of maybe some press man, possibly just playing a little bit more underneath. They're taking shots over the top and underneath. We've kind of taken away the middle of the field. They'll go for a run on 2nd and 1st, and definitely will have enough for the first down. On 1st and 10 at the 22, 2 receivers at the bottom, 2 tight ends to the top. They'll fake the handoff, play action here. And that one almost picked off again by Bobby Okereke. Just were not able to hold on to it, but good pass breakup. Bring up 2nd and 10. They'll drop back again for a pass. They're going to go for Allaire, but a nice job by number 30-something. Maybe was Lewis Marshall. I don't believe Shepard was out there, who's another 30. He wears 32. Either way, pass incomplete. That one's picked off. Hufunga gets the interception. Not going to get many yards, but that is a scoring drive taken away from the Washington football team. 3 minutes, 17 seconds remain. I might jump in here on offense. Dogs celebrating too. Let's try to see if we could get some more points on the board before we hit half. And our offense will take over here at the 19. 3 minutes, 17 seconds remain. We have all 3 timeouts. We'll start with a run play here. McCaffrey will get forward for about a gain of 6-7 yards, but a flag is down. And unfortunately, we will be backing up. That's going to be on Vera Tucker, our left guard. So I'll make it a 1st and 19 here. Try to spread the ball out again. We have the speed with Generals. If he could get by, and I think he might have, solid arm. Not able to get the Moss catch. 35 gets the breakup on that one. That'll bring up 2nd and 19 here. We'll look possibly to go to the right-hand side, but also if we see Generals break open, I won't say no to taking a shot downfield. We are going to find the completion here to Simi Fehoko, who holds on to it on the deepest of the curl routes. And on 3rd and 5, we will go with the slants here. Just going to actually bring over a couple of guys. Make sure we have multiple options. We need to roll out here, get that ball to Generals, get down, complete, hold on to it. I'm fine heading on into the 2-minute warning, basically. We'll let the time run, head inside the 2 minutes. And there it is. So give ourselves a little bit of a breather, regroup, and we still have all 3 timeouts. So on 1st and 10 now inside the 2-minute warnings here. Would love to see if I could get Schultz across the middle, but looks like they do a pretty good job of getting that all locked up. Nice catch almost for Generals. Good job from 35 to knock that one out. Instead, maybe go for the corner here, although I don't quite like what that was looking like here. We'll make our own. No, I want Generals on the fade. Go with the play action, see if that draws anyone in, which it does, but we are not able to get that one off. Pete Warner gets around the edge, and he'll get the sack. 3rd and 13. I don't quite like that play call. We'll go with this one and make sure Generals is going deep enough on the out route. Although they do a good job of blocking that one up. That pass got tipped, hit as soon as we threw it. Luckily not intercepted. But on 4th and 13, kind of just need to boot this one away. And I'll stay in here on defense too to just wrap up play here for the first half. Get out of that. I don't know why it went into that. I just tried to change where they were lining up. Come on, Wallace. Oh, so close. Adoree Jackson would have got the pick if we had about 5 more yards of sideline. Either way, good stop on the first down play. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. Minute and 3 seconds remain. They're down 8. They have all of their timeouts as well. Try to sit under some of these as they go all the way underneath. Allaire will get forward for about, again, another 8-something yards, and Nathan Gregory shaken up on the play. Fortunately, that will use one of our timeouts that we possibly could have used if we could get a stop here. Luckily for Gregory, doesn't look too serious as he is over on the sideline. We'll try to get a quick rush here. Wallace around the edge, and that forced an inaccurate throw. Stops the clock. We'll get the ball back, and of course, this is everything. So Gregory's coming back in, but we're going to get the ball back. It looks like we actually might have some decent return opportunity here. Rucker has some speed, going to try to utilize it. Get us forward, and we'll start our drive at basically midfield. Really good return from Rucker, which is good because we only have 2 timeouts following that Gregory injury. And let's see if we can get Simi Fehoko down the sideline here. See if we could draw the corner down with Generals, keep the safety over. If so, I would love to take the shot here. And we have Simi Fehoko. Perfect pass. And they say incomplete? I need to take a second look at that because that looked beautiful to me. Let's see here an instant replay if we got gypped of another chunk play. That right foot came down, left foot, I think also went out of bounds. So, okay, good call. Really huge missed opportunity for us, though. Now with 38 seconds, I'm going to bring Generals into the slot here. Try to see if he could stretch the field a little bit. Try to get to that sideline. Again, beautifully placed ball, but just not able to get the catch on the sideline. We'll bring up 3rd and 10. Have a couple different options here. Again, possibly get Fehoko down the sideline. Might look for Schultz on the flag route. Not liking what I see. McCaffrey try to utilize that speed. Fight for the first down. He gets it. We'll call our second timeout. Now 1st and 10 at the 41. Only one timeout remaining. We need to try to get out of bounds to stop the clock or just get some nice chunk plays. As that got hit as soon as the ball came out and almost caught by Simi Fehoko. Just was not able to hold on to it when contact came in. We'll have McCaffrey stay back to block for a second. Callaway looked like doesn't have the speed or the release. Generals at least has the speed. Send Simi Fehoko on an in route to the opposite side. Try to see if maybe that'll bring down the safety. It doesn't, but we could go across the middle. Find Simi Fehoko. Try to get to the outside. 12 seconds. We'll take our last timeout. Take a shot towards the end zone. Try to keep from getting sacked, tackled in bounds, and if we need to just toss this one away, whatever, we want to come away with some points. So send Generals down the field, Schultz down the field. McCaffrey will block before release. See what our best options are, and that's Generals. Flag down. That should put us on the goal line with a defensive pass interference. And that's what the call is. That'll put us down at the 1. If we go for it and don't get the touchdown, we don't have time to stop the clock. But I think Super Bowl, you have to go aggressive. How does our line look up front? We have the edge for most of the line. Can we get in Christian McCaffrey? No! Great stop by Ngakoue. I think that's who it is. Yannick Ngakoue. And we won't get any points before halftime. We tried to push there. But great block shed from their superstar up front. We'll get the stop. We've played, honestly, pretty well balanced. We need to get some more rushing yards in there. Turnovers is the difference of this game, really. So we will jump back into the sim here to start the second half. We're up 8 points, 10-2. Low-scoring affair so far. Good cut from McCaffrey and a free 15 yards. That was a dangerous play there from 97. Just yanked McCaffrey by the neck. I definitely would not want that to happen to me. That's going to be on Crowder. Should put us up to the 43. We'll come out spread look here. 2 receivers at the top, 2 to the bottom. McCaffrey still in at running back. Northrop will take the snap, drop back a couple steps, take a shot to the outside here. McCaffrey with the catch. Not able to get by 6, but we'll get a couple yards. And now we'll bring out Penny and 3 tight ends. Junior Generals alone up top. Looking for a stretch to the bottom here. And indeed, that's what we run. We have plenty of blockers up front. 35 came crashing down. Only going to be a gain of about 1.5 yards. Empty set here on 3rd and 6. Bunch to the bottom, 2 to the top. Northrop will take a step back. He had Schultz. He's just chilling. We're going to take a deep shot. That's Junior Generals. Another huge completion downfield for us. I like that we're taking shots. We're not having as many completions, 10 of 17 on the day as Generals, but those shots downfield are really opening up some of what we could do underneath. Junior Generals has been great at unlocking that deep field for us today. Northrop has a good arm, so really seeing that come into fruition here. It's what we've been trying to do all season, but really haven't done it to this point. So kind of something new for the football team, considering they haven't really seen us take many of those deep shots. Get down to the 13, draw play McCaffrey, break first contact and stumble forward a little bit, Pete Warner now down for the Washington football team. Or up, but slow to get up. Either way, he's headed off the field. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6. Just over 6 minutes remain in the third quarter. We're knocking on the door. We already have an 8-point lead. Can we make it a larger lead? Gonna make a throw here. That's caught. Callaway in the end zone. Our rookie receiver gets one in his first and possibly only Super Bowl. Will give us a solid lead here with a made PAT. Would put us up 15 with, I feel like no time came off the clock on that play, but either way, touchdown. Nice pass there from Callaway. Used Schultz as a distraction. And basically, Callaway kind of ran a pick play himself-ish. Used the corner coming over the back to try to bump the corner on him. Either way, smart play. Touchdown for us. Jake Bailey and the PAT unit out there. Snap up, hold down, kick through the uprights. Will give us that 15-point lead with 6 minutes remaining in the third. And let's see if our defense can continue to make plays here. Again, like I said at the beginning, the Washington football team was averaging 30-plus points a game in the postseason. We allowed 21 total points the postseason. Now 23 with the safety that we gave up. But that really wasn't on our defense. So still looking really good. Defense really shutting down offenses. A great pass breakup there. I believe that was either by Bobby Okereke or by Rodarius Carrington. It was one of our linebackers. And they'll go for a run here. Harrison Phillips there to slow down Allaire, but he powers through. And I thought that was our Phillips injured. No, their Phillips, one of their offensive linemen, takes a knee after that play. He might have got ran over. Maybe someone crashed into a knee. I'm not sure. But that will be a first down for the Washington football team at the 35, or just past the 35. It looks actually closer to 36. Shotgun, quick pass. Allaire holds on to this one for about 3. No, they'll say 4. Rodarius Carrington got the quick stop. It was just a step behind to force an incompletion. They'll go for another pass here. Definitely pass heavy, but they do get Allaire involved a lot. So spreading the ball around. Burrow, 13 of 21, a little over 100 yards, 2 interceptions on the day. And those interceptions is definitely key for us. So we'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Quick pass. Held on to Travis Kelce. Eamon Lewis Marshall was there, but just couldn't force it out. And one thing I would like to see in next Madden is more players just with their helmets off on the sidelines. NFL players rarely have their helmet with them. Bobby Okereke here gets the stop. And actually, I thought it was only a gain of 4, but apparently it was a gain of 6. So flip those around. 2nd and 4, draw play, Allaire, and we have 2 guys right there to get the stop. Reed was there, Phillips was there. Phillips will get credit for the tackle, but both of them did a tremendous job in the middle. On 3rd and 7, they'll spread it wide here. 2 receivers at the top, 2 to the bottom. I think Allaire, yeah, there's still Allaire in the backfield. Burrow will drop back, keep dropping back, throw right before pressure, and a fantastic snag on the sideline. Gabe Davis saving their drive. Should have been a sack. Would have led to a punt, but instead, first down to the 20. And now they'll go empty set. 3 receivers up top, a stack of 2 to the bottom. Quick drop back, 1-step throw. Travis Kelce, another catch. About a gain of 9 down to the 12. And now they'll change up formation a little bit here. Go under center, 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 receiver up top. They have spelled out Allaire here. And that'll be their 2nd running back, who will be losing 2 yards. No, it was Allaire, but it didn't have his icon underneath him. Either way, loss. Bobby Okereke. Definitely our defensive captain, but we have so many fantastic players on defense. The defensive line is insane. Really good linebackers. DBs have come a long way. And speaking of DBs, Justin Reed in the final game, this has got to be a pick 6. No way Burrow. Yeah, Burrow's not doing it. 73's not doing it. Paulson Adebo ran all the way down to get a block. Justin Reed, pick 6 to not necessarily put this game out of reach, but an 87-yard pick 6 for our highest overall defensive player. I'm pretty sure he's close to 90, which would put him at the highest spot for sure. Plays like that is what has given us such great leads in the postseason, and they continue to come. Mistakes for the Washington football team is costing them greatly here as they now find themselves down by quite a good margin. 24-2. An awkward score for the Washington football team, but their only score to this point. A little over a minute remains in the third. Hufanga and Harrison Phillips there to get the tackle at about the line of scrimmage. They'll mark it basically maybe a gain of a few inches. They come out in ace formation. Drop back pass. Great job up front by Spencer Wallace. Just hurdled the offensive lineman, and he'll get his first sack, I believe, of the day. 2 sacks for us on the game. And on 3rd and 16, they'll spread wide here. It looks like 3 receivers to the bottom. Kelsey just at the top of the line. Allaire in the backfield. Burrow drop back. They're going to set up the screen. We have a couple guys over there. And what a play. Paulson Adebo hurdles the blocker, gets the tackle after a gain of, I think, maybe 3-ish yards. And that'll be a punt. We'll take over to start the 4th quarter. And with under 8 minutes remaining in the season for both teams, we find ourselves up with a comfortable lead, 22-point lead for us. McCaffrey just steamrolling down the middle. Drew Dahlman is come in to play center with DeCastro leaving, though very fitting that a Stanford guy will be replaced by another Stanford guy. Of course, that's what started this whole process, this series, is Stanford's my favorite team. I wanted to play with a team primarily built of Stanford players, but obviously not enough players in the NFL for that. So we brought in the rest of the California team, or California guys, to fill the team, rest of the schools, and they've played so well. Obviously, we made some progression each year. Then that 3rd year was iffy, but could have been really good if just 9 games had a 1 possession difference. So huge jump, really, from year 3 to year 4, where we're in the Super Bowl winning 22 points. McCaffrey running hard. Real life McCaffrey deserves to have a Super Bowl ring with how much he does for the Panthers. I don't know if the Panthers will get there, but okay, a little late throw there. Parkinson lands on McCaffrey. 2nd and 6, but definitely some players out here that are real life players that deserve to have a ring. McCaffrey definitely one of them, as he gets forward for about another gain of 5, making it 3rd and 1. Shotgun set. Tight formation, though. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Schultz also there. Quick pass. Going to find Simi Fehoko for the first down. Great job from Northrop. Simple read. That's all you need. Take the simple read. Take the open guys. 3 catches, 31 yards on the day for Simi Fehoko. First down, now down to the 28. 4:20 remain. Not a minute. 1st and 10. I don't know why I said a minute. I saw the 1 and I was like, minute. Nah. Trip there for Christian McCaffrey. Tackle goes to, I believe, Walker Little, our right guard. The 2nd and 7 was a gain of 3. 3 tight ends to the top. Stretch to the top, I'm assuming. No, handoff down the middle. Cuts all the way to the other side. He said, nah, I don't need the top. I'm going to go where there's the least resistance, and that's to the house. Christian McCaffrey puts some more points on the board. His first rushing touchdown of the day will make it 31-2 with a made PAT from Jake Bailey. And with just under 3.5 minutes remaining, the Washington football team is just trying to find anything to try to put some points on the board. They haven't scored since our first offensive possession. Turnovers after turnovers. We had at least 1 pick six. We might have had more at this point. I can't even remember all the scores. But we're celebrating a victory here today for sure. Now under 3 minutes. Tight formation. Series finale. Quick throw. Quick completion. Quick tackle by Justin Reed. Allaire did not get anything on that play. 3rd and 3, 2 tight ends to the bottom, 2 receivers to the top. Burrow will take the snap, 1-step drop, quick pass. Oh, Bobby's trying to get a pick in the last game, but just has come up like a step short, I think 3-4 times at this point. Playing a tremendous game though. Bad pass there, and that was even Nathan Gregory covering, and that's a turnover on downs. I didn't even realize it was a 4th down. I think I'm going to come out here with the offense and help run this clock out. Of course, it doesn't count that as a turnover, so we'll run 1 play, and then it'll come out. 1st and 10 at the 30. We're going to send Simi Fehoko in motion. Fake the handoff to him, hand it off to McCaffrey. He tried to cut back, not what it was intended, but gets back to the line of scrimmage. And there is the 2-minute warning, so we'll run our first play, basically, after the 2-minute warning. We're at the 29, 2nd and 10. We got Penny back there to spell out McCaffrey. Have chew the clock on, find the open running lane, try to run through number 24. He does a good job of slowing us down. Will Tobias shaken up on what is hopefully going to be our last drive, but unfortunately that does stop the clock. And he heads over to the trainer's table, so hopefully nothing serious, but we won't be looking to do much passing, so most likely his day done anyway. 3rd and 4, try to cut up the field, not able to get much. Brings up 4th and 5. We'll let the clock run, and I'm going to try to go for it here on 4th and 5. And we'll come out here 4th and 5. We're going to run a jet sweep here. If it'll show me the play. There we go. We're going to run the jet sweep Callaway. See if it'll give us the first down. And we get no blocking. He breaks the first tackle, fights for it, stretches for it. We'll come up just shy. Football team will head back out on offense. But a great play there from Callaway to really make something out of nothing. And we will wrap out this series out on defense most likely. 1 minute, 6 seconds remain. We're going to try to run a blitz here. And we'll barely get there. Wallace, 2nd sack, trips up Joe Burrow, just grabs the foot, sweeps it out from under him. 2nd and 19 as this clock will continue to tick-tock. That was a very weird thing. I tried to make something fun there, but kind of came out a little weird. Wallace around the edge. That's going to be a sack for Redarius Carrington as they'll start calling their timeouts, but now they're down basically at the goal line. And they actually get a pretty favorable spot, but wouldn't it be fitting to get a safety to wipe out their safety? Wallace tries to get in there. Hufanga breaks up the pass / dropped a little bit. And they are going to punt this one away, which means we're going to try to bring the rush. See if Reed could get in and block this punt. And we don't get anywhere close. But offense will take the field to take the last and final knee. Rucker gets us to the 49, and we'll run one last play, unless they start calling timeouts, in which case we kind of ruin the statement. But one last play in this series. Now, all right, Washington football team, don't ruin this. To take the knee for the final game, final play, Northrop, snap from Dahlman. He's down, no timeout called, and this series is a wrap. We have completed the challenge, Season 4. We had 1 season to spare as the clock will strike 0. We are Super Bowl champions. California only Madden Fantasy Franchise Challenge is complete with a dominant win against the Washington football team. Since week 14 of this season, we had turned things around, gone undefeated, putting up a lot of points, not giving up many points. Defense, sacks, turnovers, touchdowns for our defense. Jake Bailey played insane this year. MVP, Jake Bailey MVP down in the comment section for sure. Northrop really stepped up again come that week 14 time frame. Whole team just played so well. A team built entirely of players only from colleges from California. We started with a build of primarily Stanford players. We also drafted primarily Stanford players, not by choice necessarily, but just they were really good. Christian McCaffrey gets his ring, and David DeCastro, who unfortunately got injured today and couldn't finish his last game, he ends up with a ring. Justin Reed ends up with the ring. Everyone on this team ends up with a ring, and Justin Reed gets player of the game. MVP for your Super Bowl. I mean, just so many players deserve it. David Shaw, technically the quarterback, or not the quarterback, the head coach. I honestly think he deserves a spot in the NFL, but he seems to really like it at Stanford. And we will host the Lombardi Trophy. Junior Generals holding it. Bobby Okereke holding it. Definitely deservingly so. He played amazingly for us, especially this year. Really led the defense. So many key plays. Big plays. Simi Fehoko really came up strong this year, even though he almost lost his starting spot coming into the year. This team, just a hell of a performance. And what a way to end this series with a huge win in the Super Bowl, end of Season 4. And we have to say goodbye to the series and some of the players. David DeCastro, we couldn't have done it without you, and we wouldn't have accepted sending you off in any other fashion. World champs. I couldn't ask for a better ending to my career and a better group to do it with. Grab the champagne. It's time to party. David DeCastro ends his career in storybook fashion as a Super Bowl champion. And the series ends with all of these players on top, storybook ending, Super Bowl champions. What a fantastic, fantastic turnaround from season 3. And honestly, this has become one of the higher viewed series on the channel, surpassing basically the Vikings' traditional franchise. So I definitely want to continue to do more of these in the future. We'll do it a little differently. It won't be as long of a series with those other ones. Like I said, Stanford is my favorite team, so getting to play with a lot of these guys was fantastic. The defense that we built was just insane. The sacks that came forward and everything, and we'll take a look at all that too. But wow, definitely did not expect to go from season 3 first round pick because we went 1-16 to winning the Super Bowl the very next year. We obviously went very hard in the offseason, making a lot of trades to move up, move around a bit in the draft, to draft a lot of the guys that made huge impact out there. Then we traded for some new offensive linemen a few weeks in because we could tell that we were close, but we weren't quite there. And then all those changes just came through, and we went on a dominant streak. We'll take a look at some of the yearly awards and then the stats to end out this series. Jonathan Kobe, don't need to ruin it by putting a Packer on here. MVP of the season. Coach of the year goes to Griffin Murphy. How are we not up here? All the way down at 8. Shaw should have definitely been up higher. Did we happen to have anyone close in the MVP voting? No, we did not. For the AFC, Zeke Elliott gets Offensive Player of the Year. McCaffrey was down at 4. Defensive Player of the Year, again, we feel like we're getting gypped here too. Myles Garrett wins. We had Spencer Wallace as a rookie dominated. He's down at 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't know again how it was not one of our guys. Adam Bennett wins it. Northrop was down at 3. Callaway down at 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we honestly should have more guys up at the top here. Spencer Wallace definitely deserved it, and he gets it. We had Rodarius Carrington down at 5. Quincy Shepard at 8. So you could see already from there, we had a lot of rookies making impact plays for us this year. The last final year, our defense was carried a lot by some rookies. Best quarterback goes to Lamar Jackson. I don't think Northrop would be on that list. Best running back goes to Zeke. McCaffrey at 3. Best receiver goes to Jacoby Myers. And we don't have a single guy on there. I don't know if I agree with that. Best O-line, Tyron Smith, one of the guys we traded for, is at 3. And that's all we have there. Best D-line, again, we should have had some more guys up here. Myles Garrett wins that one. Spencer Wallace at 3, still for a rookie. Fantastic. Do we have any others? No, we definitely should have had Tresman Reed up there, played fantastic ball. Even Phillips played really well. So I don't feel like we should have had some more guys. Rashawn Gary wins best linebacker. Again, I don't feel like we should have guys up here that aren't up here. Nathan Gregory played amazing football for us, and he's not up here. Best DBs, 2 Steelers, Xavier Howard and Kristen Fulton. And Chargers, Jabari Lowell, who unfortunately was not able to play a majority of the postseason with the injury. He finishes at 10, second year for him. I feel like we also should have had Justin Reed up there. And best linebacker with Bobby Okereke not even in the list. I don't understand how he's not on the list. I know it's mostly outside linebackers, but Bobby needed to be there. Best kicker goes to Quinn Norton. I think if they counted punters in there as well, we would have had our MVP out there. But a little disappointed there with some of those, but still our team played amazingly. And what really matters is that we won that Lombardi. Finished off this series on top. We'll take a quick look at the stats. If I could find out where there it is. You think I would know with how many times I've gone through this. Offense finished 29th in the NFL. A little surprising there, but defense second in the NFL. Defense definitely were the reason that we got to where we were. But we'll take a look at the stats. This will not, I did not mean to go to the next one. I meant to go to, actually, I guess that's what I meant to go to. It doesn't include playoffs. Dontrell Northrup finished his rookie year 20 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, 65 completion percentage, over 4,000 yards passing. He was sacked 42 times, so sacks still a problem for us. Rushing, Christian McCaffrey a little under 1,518 rushing touchdowns. Don't know how he wasn't the best running back. 1 fumble on the season. Penny had his better year as backup. He got a few more carries this year as well. 71 carries, just shy of 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Felton a little shy of 100 yards on 24 carries, 4 touchdowns. Northrup did fumble 4 times, but we won't talk too much about that. Bonin had 2 rushing touchdowns, and Fehoko ran a couple times. 3 rushes, 12 yards. Receiving, Junior Generals once again goes over 1,000. 3 touchdowns for him, so took a step back this year in terms of touchdowns, but more yards compared to last season. Simi Fehoko, who possibly wasn't going to be a starter for us at that slot spot, he was our number 2 guy on 49 receptions, 762 yards, averaged 15.6 yards a catch, averaged 44.8 yards a game, 5 touchdowns, and he might have led us in receiving touchdowns. Indeed, he did. So Simi Fehoko had a great year for us. McCaffrey was our number 3 with 74 catches. I think number 2 in overall catches, 772 yards, averaged about 10 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns in the air. Callaway, rookie year, honestly played really well, was a very solid receiver, possession-heavy kind of guy. 35 catches, just a little over 450. 3 touchdowns for him. Schultz, a little under 450 on 51 catches for 3 touchdowns. Will Tobias got out there a fair bit. Had 14 catches, 225 yards, and a touchdown. Felton had a touchdown, 176 yards. Parkinson, 2 touchdowns on 76. Penny had some. Bodden had some. JJ kind of just disappeared, unfortunately, this year. And Devin got a catch. He was out there a little bit. Not a whole lot, but still really good job in the receiving game. And surprisingly, Colton Miller, a guy we traded for, he actually leads us in sacks given up. Theo Hayes, a backup guy who came in a fair bit, he gives up quite a few sacks. Vera Tucker, a guy we traded for again, solid season. Same with Tyrone Smith. Andre James didn't end up playing a whole lot. Walker Little, though, came in for that right guard spot, started a majority of the year, only allowed 1 sack. Tremendous play for him. And then Dahlman, whenever DeCastro was injured and was out, Dahlman was playing. He only gave up 1 sack, so really good job from some kind of guys that you wouldn't expect. Defense, though, Bobby Okereke leads us with tackles, 114. Lowell had 106. Tackles for a loss goes to Harrison Phillips. I told you he was dominant in the middle. 14 tackles for loss, 13 for Tresman Reed, who just was a do-it-all lineman for us, getting the stops in the run, getting sacks as well. Spencer Wallace was next up with 11. Bobby Okereke with 9. 7 for Rodarius Carrington. 5 for Nathan Gregory. I felt like he impacted a lot more. His stats don't necessarily show it, but he definitely gave a big impact. Quincy Shepard, his rookie year, 3 tackles for a loss. He did have 1 sack. Paulson Adebo, 2 for a loss. Hufunga, 2 for a loss. Young, 2 for a loss. Then Lowell, Reed, Rasheem Green, and Tack McKinley all have 1 as well. Sacks who were definitely led by Spencer Wallace, who had 16 and a half his rookie year. He's insane. If this series continued, I would expect that to just grow. He's basically a slightly larger, a little slower Daniil Hunter. Tresman Reed, number 2 with 10 and a half. Those two were just dominant back there. Harrison Phillips, number 3 with 4. Then Nathan Gregory had 3. Bobby Okereke had 2. 1 for Shepard and Mariner. And then half for Carrington and Adoree Jackson. In terms of interceptions, so many. I feel like 3 players had 3. Bobby Okereke, Paulson Adebo, and Jabari Lowell all had 3. And then Adoree Jackson, Hufunga, Kenny Young, and Tack McKinley each have 1. Not tackles for loss. Forced fumbles, I know we had quite a few this year. Felt like it was actually more than 2. Adoree Jackson has 1, and Hufunga has 1. So it's definitely not counting sack fumbles. Because I know there were several that are definitely not showing up here. So it says we forced 2, and we recovered one of those, Adoree Jackson. And then safety counts. I don't believe we had a safety this year. We did not, but we did have some defensive touchdowns. Bobby Okereke and Paulson Adebo. Kicking game, lights out for Jake Bailey. 45 of 45 on extra points. 16 of 17 on field goals. He's a punter, and he was definitely the best kicker in the NFL. Jake Bailey, MVP, down in the comments section below. This team just came together so well. He averaged about 50 yards a punt as well. Kicking game, kind of spread out a little bit here. Rucker averaged about 25 yards per return, with Penny just slightly under that. No kick returns, though. Punting game, Rucker averaged about 7.8, so about 8 yards a return, which isn't too bad for punting. But this team came a long way since we started. I think we started at a 72 overall after the original fantasy draft. We're ending at 83, so we went up 11 overall spots. We'll take one last look at this roster before we officially end this series. The Dogs are very sad. They're upset. They're having a fit back there. Here's a look at the offense. We have a 91, 89 with Dahlman, 73. Looks like DeCastro already retired, so he's not even showing on here. He was a 76. Theo Hayes was a 79, but Walker Little got the start at 76. Tyron Smith, 96. Dalton Schultz moved up to an 85. Parkinson up to a 75. Callaway, by the end of his rookie year, he currently has a bonus that are affect. All these guys have a bonus that are affecting their ratings, but Callaway up to an 83. JJ up to a 78. Fehoko up to a 73. Bodden up to a 71. Northrop, 82. Mills, 81. So, honestly, both quarterbacks probably could have played, but Northrop just unlocked that second part and third part, the middle and deep part of the field. McCaffrey, and he was already, I think, a 99 overall, but just got even better. Junior Generals ends with an 84. Will Tobias, 79. Keyshawn Johnson, 77. So, really good job. Even our backups have upgraded as well, with Herbig up to a 75. Andre James is 75. We saw Dahlman. There were a couple other guys that I think are kind of hidden back there. Defense, though, played insane for us. Paulson Adebo up to an 88, and he started, I think, like a 70, maybe 72. So really not a high-rated guy, but just skyrocketed, even starting after his rookie, actually in his rookie year. He went up to a star dev. It looks like he's now a superstar. Now, Marvin Tell was the guy we added this year, 77 overall. Lowell, unfortunately injured, got all the way up to an 82 in his second year. Hufunga, who we brought in, I think, last year, so he spent 2 years with us, up to a 77. Because he was a backup, didn't really see much play time, up to a 76. Metters played corner and safety, 72. Nathan Gregory up to a 79. Rasheem Green, 76. Tack McKinley, 74. Bobby Okereke ties Justin Reed for the highest overall defensive player with 90. Then we also had Kenny Young, 77. Carrington up to a 78 at the end of his rookie year. Michael Walker, 77. Quincy Shepard up to a 78 his rookie year. Green, I think we already said because he plays several different spots for us, 76. Tack McKinley, you said 74. Reed up to a 90. I don't know how Reed and Bobby Okereke aren't superstar X Factors, but won't harp on it. Adoree Jackson, 87. Lewis Marshall, 78. And Darren Hall, who started, I think, at like a 62-something overall, up to a 76. Special team-wise, we kind of cut out Fairburn after a little bit of Season 3. And then Jake Bailey, 86 overall. Rucker as a kick returner, or slash punt returner, up to a 92. So he's come a long way. The whole team has come such a long way. So proud of the development and that we were able to complete this challenge before the end of Season 5. But we completed it. This is the end. I would love to hear what you guys thought of this series down in the comments section below. I'm going to set the controller down. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys thought in the comment section or on the likes. You could do that too. And make sure you're checking out my Twitter, linked in the description down below. Or you could just go on and search BigBearB_gaming. I'm going to be posting some things about what the next series is going to be. not only for this, but also the Viking series, if these are ending at roughly the same time. I feel like they might be. But definitely be checking out Twitter. There will be polls about what the next series are going to be. I would like to continue doing a more traditional series as well as one of these sim ones. So we're going to be talking about if we want to go through seasons a little bit quicker. You could vote on that. You could vote on what state or states we do next in terms of the more traditional ones. What team we do next. What style of offense, defense we want to see. All that kind of thing. So make sure you're checking out that Twitter, voting to let me know what you think, or you could also just let me know down in the comment section below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this series. Did not expect season 4 to go this well. Glad it did. Kind of sad that it's over, but I hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.